protect you and your family.
Welcome back to Solutions for Financial Independence. Joining me now, John Halterman with Beacon Wealth Management. How are you doing, John?
I'm doing great, Nikki. How are you?
I'm doing really well, thanks. This week we have a question. It's from Betty Sue in Morgantown. She says, I've noticed the market's going up and down. Is now the time I should get out?
Well, Betty Sue, there's no doubt about it that we all get emotional, especially when we see our accounts going down. And so I know the temptation is there to just bail out of the market and just say, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this. But what you have to realize is if you bail out of the market now, number one, where do you go? And then number two, how do you earn money? And so that's a big, big concern. So what you really should do, instead of just bailing out of the market, is you really got to look and say, okay, well, what type of strategy am I going to put in place? What am I going to do to help manage risk going forward? Because the one thing I always tell people is make sure that you invest with a purpose and make sure that you understand what your risk tolerance is and how comfortable you are with market losses, and then make sure that you construct your portfolio around those things. Because the one thing I know is that when you do things on an emotional basis, what happens is that people tend to get out of the market when it's down and then get back in the market when it's up. And we call that the emotional roller coaster of investing, because the problem is you're tail ending the market versus being on the front end. And the major impact that has on you is that over the last 20 years, the S&P 500 on average has averaged over 8%. But because investors have a tendency to get in and out of the market based on the emotional cycle, they've actually only earned 2.6%, which is a huge difference between what the market has actually performed versus what the average investor has actually earned.
So try and stick through it, essentially.
Stick through it, but stick through it with a plan. Because stick through it and just winging it definitely won't get you anywhere. But if you have a strategy in place based upon a couple key factors, absolutely stick through it.
All right, thank you so much. Folks, if you miss any of that, you can always find it online. Don't go anywhere. We still have much more for you after the break.